First-tier cities are broke, Guangdong's decline stuns China. This is Guangzhou City, Guangdong, a first-tier city in China, a first-tier city in the world. Where else on this planet are people this happy? I can smoke if I want, drink if I want. But last week in Singapore, I spent over 100 yuan at McDonald's and couldn't even smoke. Oh my God. Can someone tell me why people are disappearing from Guangzhou, even in places like Xi'an? Is this the norm now across major malls in Guangzhou? Today, at Sunak Mall, the entire building felt abandoned. Just a few scattered people. Has the economy really sunk this low? With salary cuts and the so-called internal circulation, people are now embracing a new trend: extreme low consumption. It's beyond just downgrading. Let's dive into it. Lately, the extreme low consumption trend has hit a nerve with netizens. Take the 10 yuan express haircut. It's booming. Meanwhile, high-end salons are collecting dust with almost no customers. Train tickets from Qingdao to Harbin have dropped to 98 yuan, but still, people aren't buying. The high-speed rail is nearly empty, while the cheaper green trains are packed. In Beijing's financial district, white-collar workers now pack their own lunches or scramble with laborers for 12 yuan boxed meals. Consumption is rolling back fast, as if we're rewinding 20 years in just a few months. Guangzhou's shopping malls are hollow shells. You walk in and ask, where did the people go? By the end of 2024, Guangzhou's permanent population is around 18.978 million, nearly 19 million. And yet people are asking, are Guangzhou residents still spending at all? A netizen mocked, "You're telling me this is consumption upgrade? Either you're brain dead or pretending to be." It's stunning. In Baiyun district, there's a mall called Jiangxia Xintiandi. The second floor used to be full of restaurants. Now, all shuttered, empty, dead. I was eating downstairs, went upstairs to use the restroom, and immediately sensed something was wrong. Not a single soul. The first floor was alive with noise and people. The second floor? Silence. Just silence. I looked around. Sichuan food, Hunan food, Chongqing noodles, all closed. My friend guessed poor business. If that's true, it's heartbreaking. We don't know the exact cause, but one thing is clear. The whole environment has changed. People are hitting bottom. It's 10 a.m. now. I walked to the RT Mart nearby. No one in the elevator but me. Bought a Luckin coffee downstairs, took a sip, and waited for my parents to finish school by wandering around the supermarket. This is how the supermarket looks at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Almost no one here. This piece of clothing is cheap. People are slashing their spending. Malls aren't expensive now, and supermarkets, even cheaper. This is street stall pricing. Looks good, feels good, and it's all just 39 yuan. These items only cost 1 yuan. At first I thought it was a logo, but no, it was just 1 yuan. Look at these items all selling for 1 yuan. Even if you get scammed, it's only 1 yuan. How far has consumption collapsed? Is anyone still making a profit? I headed downstairs to the fresh food area. Few people. In Guangzhou, unemployment is crushing dreams as jobs vanish amid China's economic downturn. Factories close, shops shutter, and countless workers are left scrambling for scraps. With no steady income, families tighten their belts, cutting even the smallest expenses. Daily life becomes a constant battle between survival and despair. Dreams of prosperity fade as people settle for bare necessities, afraid to spend a single yuan. The city's vibrant energy dims under the weight of financial fear. In this harsh reality, hope feels distant, and every day is a struggle to keep going. My bestie and I have sold lunchboxes at a construction site for 2 weeks. We didn't expect the boom. Day 1. Made 7. Gone in minutes. Now it's 50 to 60 daily, and we're getting into the groove. Mornings are tight, just us two, but smoother now. Today we prepped 58, set up at 10:30, first customer showed up fast. Not enough rice? We gave 2 boxes. 12 yuan gets you 2 meats, 2 veggies, a drink, and soup. Expensive? Suggestions welcome. Another blogger says he may look young, but he's 44, and at this age, jobs are rare. He tried investing but lost. Now he lives a low-desire life. Eats 1 or 2 simple meals a day, no takeout, no soda, walks or bikes, sold his car. His cost of living? Nearly zero. If someone invites him to eat, he won't go unless it's crucial. He hates owing people. He avoids crowds. He's the kind who believes you must repay every kindness, so he keeps life simple. Low desire, low cost. A 35-year-old blogger and her husband live in Shanghai, rent, and both work in tech, until now. Their companies are laying people off. They might have zero income next month. With elders and a kid to care for, they're cutting costs and trying to earn more. She used to envy people with Nike and big brand bags. Thought labels meant success. But by 30, she saw through the consumerism trap. It only hides inner emptiness. Now? She carries a free canvas bag from the community and rocks 30 yuan t-shirts. After work, she washes up and helps her father-in-law cook. Today's menu: spicy wings, stir-fried beans, and hometown cured meat. With him around, they rarely eat out. In the past, one Haidilao meal cost 600 to 700 yuan. Now, that feeds the whole family for a week. Dinner's ready. It's the happiest time of the day. How scary is it to have no concept of money? Today, I'll risk sounding undateable just to show you how frugal a 2005-born guy living in Guangdong can be. At 11:35 a.m., I bought tofu and pork at the supermarket, spent 7.5 yuan, made cabbage, pork, and vermicelli stew. I cook at home every day. Though born in 2005, I live like someone from the 1970s. I know, some will laugh at me. When colleagues invite me out, I decline. Even going Dutch, it's hundreds. But 100 yuan? That buys 3 pounds of pork, 30 eggs, 10 pounds of rice, and a bucket of oil. That feeds me for 10 to 15 days. The newest iPhone 16 Pro costs over 10,000 yuan. But that same money? It buys an air conditioner, washing machine, fridge, and microwave. So yes, it's dangerous to live without a concept of money. Guangdong, once a booming hub of manufacturing and trade, it's now feeling the weight of a slowing economy. Factories are shutting down or cutting shifts, leaving workers jobless or underpaid. Many migrant workers have returned to their hometowns, unable to make ends meet in the city. Even those with jobs are tightening their belts. Daily expenses are carefully calculated. People hesitate to spend on anything beyond the bare necessities. The streets feel quieter, and restaurants see fewer customers than before. The downturn is hitting ordinary people the hardest. In neighborhoods once full of energy, you now see shuttered shops and empty markets. Delivery drivers and food vendors talk about earning half of what they used to. Small businesses are struggling to stay open as consumer confidence fades. Savings are drying up, and many fear sudden illness or emergencies. Parents skip meals to keep their kids fed. Luxuries are a thing of the past. Hope feels distant as survival becomes the priority. This is a trending topic on Chinese social media recently, and many Chinese people have responded without hesitation. Stop asking me childish questions like, if war happens, will you go fight? I work hard from early morning till late at night every day, and yet the money I earn in a whole month isn't even enough for the rich to enjoy a single meal. Think about it. If I have no money and I get sick, the hospital doesn't care whether I live or die. If I have no money, my child might not even get to set foot inside a school. Tell me, living in such a society, what is there for people like us, the poor, to hold on to or feel attached to? You want us to go to the battlefield, to risk our lives, but for what? And for whom? If a war really breaks out, I absolutely will not participate. The country has never given me any favor or benefit, and I owe nothing to the country. I can't even feed myself properly. I'm not eating enough. I can't afford medical treatment. What would I fight a war with? On what basis should I sacrifice myself for the country? Those are the words of a farmer. And indeed, when you hear such words, don't you also feel a stir in your heart? This is the reality before us. Farmers are always placed last when it comes to receiving any benefits. But when war comes, suddenly they remember the farmers, remember their children and grandchildren. When it's time to charge the front lines, it's always the common people. One netizen responded to the question, if war breaks out, are you willing to go to the battlefield? With this, the house is temporary, the land belongs to the state, the factory belongs to the boss. You need a ticket to enter a temple, must pay to enjoy the scenery, and even the cemetery charges a maintenance fee. Please give me one good reason why I should sacrifice my life to protect someone else's property? These words speak to the helplessness of the lower classes in society and serve as a sharp irony directed at the Chinese communist regime. The truth is, even among today's younger generation with relatively better economic conditions, many have also been quick to give their own answers to such questions. If war breaks out, would you choose to emigrate or go to the battlefield? Emigrate. Why? Because I have the means to emigrate. If we are the ones being invaded and I still have family, then I would choose to take my whole family and leave the country. Because I have to ensure their safety. When the country is in trouble, the children of the rich and government officials should go first. Ordinary people like us will go after. If the country is in danger, would you step up? Step up for what? What would I get in return? If the country is in danger, would you step up? I'd have to think about it. If the country is in danger, would you step up? He will, he will. And who is he? He's a soldier. I can barely survive myself. If war breaks out, would you choose to emigrate or go to the battlefield? Run, of course. What are we waiting for? Can I even run? Going to the battlefield is a quick way to die. If war breaks out, here's a plan. Send urban management officers and traffic police to the front lines. They'll seize supplies, confiscate weapons, and tow away enemy tanks. Then we'll feed the enemy food full of additives and banned substances. They'll fall sick within days. Next, our hospitals will finish the job. Endless tests, overpriced treatments, and sky-high fees. Even billionaires would go bankrupt in weeks. It's a strategy as destructive as a nuclear bomb, but more subtle. What do you think? Would it work? In fact, as early as 2023, a post appeared on Chinese social media platforms that bluntly stated, "If war breaks out, I won't go, and I won't let my child go either. I am someone from the bottom rung of society. In peacetime, no one remembers us, but when hardship comes, then they suddenly think of us. They say when the nation is in trouble, everyone has a responsibility. But when it comes to receiving welfare or enjoying state benefits, we are never treated fairly. Whoever wants to go, let them go. I won't, and neither will my child." The post quickly went viral online, gaining countless shares and likes. One person commented, "The children and wives of high-ranking officials have long since run off to the U.S., so why should people like us throw ourselves onto the battlefield, shed blood, and die?" Another remarked, "If war breaks out, then let the party members go first, corrupt officials go first, and send the urban management teams, rural enforcers, and police to the front lines." Lai Jianbin, Master of International Law at China University of Political Science and Law, said the anti-war post shows the public's growing awakening. People are realizing that under CCP rule, China belongs to a small elite, while ordinary citizens live without rights, treated like political slaves. He added, "The Chinese don't want to die for a dictatorship. If there's a war, let the party, its leaders, and their families fight it. It has nothing to do with us. If invasion comes, I might even help the invaders, hoping they'll free us. Why should we risk our lives as human shields? If war breaks out, would you donate money or your life? A tank of gasoline, half of it is tax. A pack of cigarettes, half of it is tax. A kilogram of salt, half of it is tax. So what is there left to donate? Haven't you taken enough already to fight your war?" For years, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has continuously bombarded people with patriotic slogans like the cause of national reunification to stir up nationalism and exploit that sentiment to justify using force against Taiwan. However, amid China's ongoing economic downturn, more and more people are finding such rhetoric increasingly repulsive. If one day war really comes, would you be willing to take up arms and go to the battlefield? As for me, I'd take up arms, but the first thing I'd do is guard the airports and seaports, making sure no corrupt official or tycoon escapes abroad. In peacetime, they eat well, live comfortably, and enjoy the best of everything. When war comes, they want to fly away? No chance. When the country is at peace, they benefit the most. When chaos arrives, they suffer the least. Why is that? The foundation of any nation lies in its ordinary citizens. When war truly breaks out, the poor who defend the country are in fact defending themselves. The phrase, "when the country falls, homes are lost," applies only to the common people. But the question is, if war is everyone's responsibility, then who owns the wealth? During peacetime, do ordinary citizens actually receive a fair share of the benefits? It's not that we don't understand citizens have responsibilities to the nation, it's that this society has numbed our hearts. In daily life, we are exploited and treated like inferiors. When we want a loan, we're told our credit is bad. When we apply for jobs, we're told our education is lacking. When we try to enroll in good schools, our household registration is in the wrong place. When we need medical care, we're denied insurance. But when blood is needed, we're called heroes. When organs are needed, we're praised as role models. When soldiers are needed, we're hailed as good brothers. How is that fair? If war breaks out, would people still be willing to donate money or manpower? After years of corruption and injustice, public trust is gone. A country that treats healthcare, housing, and education as profit machines has no future. Real reform means ensuring food, shelter, education, and dignity for all, not building skyscrapers or chasing billionaires. Wars are started by politicians, fueled by the rich, and fought by the poor. When it ends, the powerful remain, the wealthy profit, and the poor bury their children. War is just a political game. Ordinary people are used, manipulated, and sacrificed. Their deaths mean nothing to those in power. The CCP's so-called patriotic sentiment may stir emotions briefly, but it crumbles under the weight of daily hardship. True patriotism means caring for the people, improving their lives, incomes, and future. If you ignore a fallen elder or fear speaking up against injustice, yet shout about destroying Taiwan or fighting America, isn't that ironic? More and more Chinese are rejecting the CCP's slogans because in their daily struggles they feel no care, no support, and no protection from their government. One video shows a 5-year-old girl named Xin who was diagnosed with leukemia. Knowing her family couldn't afford treatment, she asked her parents to let her help sell toys on the sidewalk during her recovery. She's a clever child who knows how to play with the toys to attract other kids' attention, helping sell more of them. The little girl said, "I'm making money to pay for my own treatment. I have leukemia." A blogger on the X platform named Haiwai Baoliao, Overseas Insider, commented, "The world's second-largest economy, the Chinese Communist Party, has allowed a 5-year-old child to take to the streets to earn money for her own leukemia treatment. The young can't learn, the elderly can't rest, and the sick can't be treated. Meanwhile, truckloads of dollars are being handed out across the globe, but not a few coins can be spared to save the lives of its own people." The CCP has never abandoned its wolf warrior, aggressive and belligerent nature, constantly threatening to invade Taiwan by force while turning a blind eye to the suffering of its own citizens. Having endured enough pain under CCP rule, more and more Chinese people no longer want to cooperate with the regime. They are no longer so easily stirred by slogans like "Go to war" or "Strike Taiwan."